Hey guys, so yeah, it gets pretty boring around here. When all my orders are done. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for another call, besides the fact I don't know who you people are and what you're doing in here, guys want to learn how to airbrush?
Yeah.
Sure. Alright.
Turn on. Turn.
Oh, you want that?
Thank you.
Alright, how to airbrush. Come here. Alright, here's what you'll need to airbrush. First of all, what you're going to need is an airbrush, obviously. Second, you will need some sort of propellant. May it be an air propellant can, right here, or an air compressor. Third, you're going to need an airbrushing cap. An airbrushing cap helps transfer the paint, the selected paint color, or paint, to the object you're painting, right here. This here, this black object, if you can see it, is an airbrushing cap, and you will be connecting that to your airbrush. Fourth step. Fourth, you're going to need a dip tube. Now, a dip tube, it's this short little rubber tube that really transfers the selected paint to the object you're painting. The last item you will need is a selected paint color. This paint can be enamel or acrylic. Acrylic, it's pretty easy to get off. All you need is warm water. Enamel paint, there's this thing called enamel paint thinner, and that is, it thins the paint so it can get off your dip tube or whatever it has to be. So now we're ready. First step, what you're going to need is an area where you want to airbrush. Second, or next, you are going to want to lay out your equipment just so you know that you're not missing anything. Airbrush, propellant, airbrushing cap, dip tube, and paint. Next. Second step. Second, you're going to take your airbrush. At the end of this long black cord here, you're going to see this. This is what will help connect your propellant. You're going to take your airbrush and your propellant and you are going to screw these two together. Now while doing this, be sure, just if you do cross thread, you really don't want to. That is the key thing. So raise your hand if you know when you have your pop bottle and then you want to close it, and when you turn it the first time, or first try, it doesn't go over and it goes to the side. Raise your hand if that's ever happened. That's cross thread. You do not want to let that happen with your propellant and your airbrush. That can lead your airbrush barrier, which lets the propellant come out, to breaking, and it will not work anymore. Third step. Third, you're going to take your airbrush cap, and see this claw, everybody, take your thumb and your index finger and make like a little crab claw. There you go. That is on the front of your airbrush. You're going to take your cap and you're going to connect it onto your airbrush. Fourth, you're going to take your airbrush, you're going to flip it over so you can see the bottom of the cord going out, and there should be a little hole on the bottom of your cap, and you're going to take your dip tube and slide it in that hole. And fifth, what you want to do, you want to take your airbrush, and you want to take your paint. You're going to unscrew your paint, if it's not dry. I think it's dry.
Pretend.
Right.
Pretend.
Pretend.
It's all good.
Alright, so you're going to take your paint, you're going to screw the cap off. Now, you're going to slide the paint into the cap with the dip tube going into it. And then you will screw the bottle onto the cap.
Next one.
And now you're ready to start airbrushing. What you want to do is you want to take your middle finger and your thumb, everybody, and you want to grasp your airbrush, kind of like a pen. And then you're going to take your index finger, and there's this button right here, and you are going to gently press down on it repeatedly. And what you you should see is a thin coat of paint appearing on the object you're painting. Now let's review. First, find an area where you want an airbrush. Lay out your materials. Then you want to take your airbrush, screw it to the propellant. Be sure to not cross-thread. Third, take your cap, connect it to that claw-like shape on your airbrush. And fourth, flip over that airbrush so you can see the bottom hole of your cap and stick the airbrush in that hole. And fifth, you want to take your selected paint color and screw that onto your airbrush with the dip tube going in. Now you know how to airbrush. Take this lesson to your uses and, yep, go. And don't go around spraying people while they sleep. I have tried doing this and got grounded. So, oh, I gotta take that call. Sorry guys.